The blatant shark tail erasure in this DreamWorks legacy logo bullshit has been noted, in case you confused it with Cairo, the southernmost city in Illinois. Mr. Piranha will now swim so fast he creates a vortex, and Mr. Snake will cut glass with his teeth. And did we miss the part where all these animals also got their superpowers by being bitten by a radioactive screenwriter? This no-fingered spider with apparent tiny opposable thumbs for some reason, using a keyboard where her furry paw has to press at least 2 keys anytime she types on a layout that is already short a couple dozen keys. The bad guys were spread all throughout the compound, and realistically only Wolf, Snake, and Piranha should be in this picture.
We brought you a little parting gift.
Storing timed explosives in your digestive tract until there's less than a minute left on the timer. If you had a prototype car that's never been driven, hidden in a secret room, would you fill it with gas? No, you wouldn't, and stop lying about it. I get it was only a confetti bomb, but judging by the force of explosion, that guy would still have died. Spiders don't wear braces. This odometer says they have gone 6 miles in the under 3 minutes that this chase has been happening, and we know the car has
Never been driven!
This means that they have been traveling at an average of at least 120 miles per hour, considering all the swerving, turning, and falling that have been part of this journey, and the fact that on the only straightaways here and earlier we see the odometer around 80 or 90. I'm calling bullshit on this otherwise realistic film. Being in a death-defying car chase without wearing your seatbelt, very unsafe, and more importantly, you could get a ticket. I don't know how cranes work, and I sure as shit don't know how hacking works, but I am still sinning Tarantula remotely hacking a crane because my sinning sense is going off. This crew just killed at least 3 dozen officers of the law, and those Egyptians had families, you bastards.
The bad guys went good.
Using a fourth wall break to tell us the primary weakness of your film.
Yeah, we had a pretty good run as bad guys.
Using a fourth wall break to narrate a clunky previously on the bad guys. Also, I get that jails are overcrowded, but there are 2 beds and 5 inmates in this cell. Thinking it's your crime past that's keeping you from getting hired when it's actually making mastermind 2 words on your resume.
I got a job! This is fantastic, man!
Premature gainful employment liberation.
In 3 weeks, my next-gen Moon X rocket will blast off and deploy the Power Cell X3.
Convenient TV Moon exposition is convenient.
You haven't heard? It's all over the news.
And I shall immediately find a channel that proves me correct. This phone number with 5 final digits. Bomb defusal isn't done with a riot shield and a long stick. That's how you suppress dissent, or keep the peace.
Hey, you know what? As long as he's happy, right?
Using happiness as the standard for ethical and moral justification.
People do want to trust you.
They do not. Having one of the artifacts that was stolen be Poe's Sword of Destiny, and confirming that both Kung Fu Panda and The Witcher share this universe, and then not exploring that any further in detail and slowly. All of these robberies seem to have taken place in June, which makes sense considering the calendar we saw earlier was in June. But then why do we have a random picture of a janitor that you didn't even think was involved from November on the board?
They're all made from a rare metal called MacGuffinite.
Apparently the bad guys went to the Avatar school of obtaining names for rare metal things.
MacGuffin what now?
Sounds kind of made up.
So does the word gold if you didn't know it was real.
Here's the thing, and this is going to be a shocker. Gold, like all words, is actually a made-up word.
Translated into English, the word MacGuffinite means a small MacGuffin.
Movie continues to beat us over the head with how clever they think they are.
Tear him apart, limb by limb.
That need to tear off the limbs of a snake, napping directly outside a shit container.
You talk pretty tough for a mango with teeth.
What? Is that what I look like?
No, you look like a fish that was sewn onto an alien child's neck and then dressed like Steve Urkel. But if we're doing competing animals don't ever look like this, Sins, we will be here all day, so let's move on.
Another victory for handsome Jorge!
That's not a victory. That guy wasn't pinned. All that happened was he fell out of the ring. There wasn't even a 10 count.
What better way to steal the belt than to win it?
Yes, what better way to steal it than to obtain it legally through the process by which it was designed to change ownership? We've cracked the code! Being 4 months late to the chicken jockey party.
It's the bad guy! They're stealing the belt!
I think technically, judging by house rules, they just won it. A lot has happened in the last 2 minutes, so let me catch you up. The bad guys came here to stop Mr. Snake from stealing the belt, but then they found out he has a girlfriend, and that apparently meant they no longer suspected him, despite the weird coincidence that his outside plans lined up with the robberies, which they don't ask him about because they then see a challenger for the belt, who they assume must be the actual thief, so they go full scorched earth on them based on said assumption, and when they have them subdued, suddenly the belt is on Mr. Piranha, and the crowd of thousands who are all just watching this somehow have no idea how it got there, and therefore grab the pitchforks and World War Z zombie mass rush them out of the stadium enraged and convinced the bad guys are stealing the belt. Phew. This plot gives zero fucks, man.
That was close.
Being so scared, you lose an entire dimension.
They fell for it. Just like your plan, boss.
I appreciate this plan hinging on a ton of coincidences, but the linchpin was putting the belt on Piranha so tightly he couldn't get it off. And have you ever seen a fish in a belt before? No, because they don't stay on.
You tell it.
No, you tell him better.
Skip.
It's not what it looks like.
It looks like you're using a payphone in the year of our Lord 2025. Having all this appear by pressing an unprotected button underneath your desk. Listen, Lauer buttons are always a bad idea, but ones that your knee could accidentally activate during a meeting, even more so. Also, are we supposed to believe she built that switchy bookcase thing herself? No, of course not. She obviously hired contractors and then had them killed. Same with Batman with the Batcave. If you ask me, he doesn't get nearly enough heat for all those murders.
Big crime nerd.
Netflix's summary of their target audience somehow makes it into the script. If Crimson Paw took off her mask while still in the process of stealing something, then she is not the Crimson Paw I thought I knew. And I don't even know it's real in this movie anymore.
Well. Hello, Diane.
Scene doesn't contain an animal version of Miggs.
A pardon in the middle of pickleball season.
Pickleball.
I promise to play you respectfully.
Mr. Shark passing as these different humans is the most suspension of disbelief a movie has asked us to do since everyone in Hawaii thought a blue alien was a dog.
Lockpicking is like a romance. You gotta start gentle, playful.
Making the erotic furriness aspect of your animated kids movie explicit instead of just implicit.
Let's show our wealthy and influential friend a little respect.
The United States of America. Leaving every light in your mansion on this bright like you're trying to be some sort of discount Kincaid. Wait, is there anything other than a discount Kincaid?
Could he be a little more subtle?
Forgetting you're in a DreamWorks movie.
I almost make Pippi accident.
Remembering you're in a DreamWorks movie. I can't believe step one was to hack Google so you could display an inaccurate search result when Google does that for free.
Then comes the turn.
If this doesn't end in the prestige, I'm going to be very disappointed. This board will go from this to this with 3 red drops and 2 yellow drops, and I knew Connect 4 was a cursed game.
MacGuffinite is the atomic inverse of gold.
It will cause gold electrons to decouple and attract with spectacular force. It's a gold magnet.
There's so much technical bullshit plot gibberish in this exchange that I can't just sin it once. I gotta do it twice.
It's literally tic-tac-toe.
It's literally not.
You had a visitor?
I didn't get her name, but apparently we have a friend in common. Or should I say, 5?
Or should you say nothing? Because by telling Diane, you're jeopardizing both yours and Kitty's plans. You're putting everything at risk just to get off an evil laugh? Do your evil laugh after you're out of prison.
Found ya.
Triangulating someone's current exact location using 3 different pictures from the past.
Come on, I had to frame you. It was the only way to draw you out of retirement.
Kitty went through the effort of framing, catfishing, and blackmailing them, even though she could have just blackmailed them from the start and called it a day.
Oh, right. You want the video.
It's a video on a USB, easily copied. There's no reason to think that would be the only version they have of it.
There we go.
Ooh.
Oh, man, did I ever tell you about my first heist?
Dongle teases.
Let's go.
That's my boy.
Uh-oh.
Did you really think it was gonna be that easy?
There are more Diabolus Ex Machinas in this movie than in the entirety of the Exorcist franchise.
Naughty, naughty.
So they got found out. So what? It was still 5-on-3, and they have a wolf and a shark on their side. Yes, I know one of them is a tiny tarantula, but it should have been an even fight nonetheless.
You're taking it to space?
Going to space is the new jump the shark for movie franchises, and this one accomplished it in just 2 films. Impressive.
The upload is paired to the magnet.
Which is a sentence that makes perfect sense and is a completely normal and not an over-engineered villain's plan cliche at all.
Or leave it on, protect Diane, but y'all keep dangling until the police arrive. Oh, such a dilemma.
Not really, because if they just let themselves dangle, then the cops will arrive and see the video for themselves. Diane's getting exposed either way. I can't exactly play it, but just know the sin is needing to mute multiple words in the song you chose for your animated kids film montage. I'm here trying to figure out how this shot matches up with the wide shot that it immediately cuts to, where the car is suddenly parked by elevator A and not B, the one they were in. And honestly, in a movie where a snake somehow keeps a Hawaiian shirt on with no arms, I think I might finally be questioning the life choices that brought me here. She took on half a dozen luchadors and the bad guys, but Pigtail is out for the count after gently falling onto her back.
You're not governor anymore.
You might want to check your phone.
Crimson Paul.
I think we're supposed to feel bad for Diane here, but this Fox News ain't fake news. She really does have a shady past that she lied about, but yay for crooked politicians, I guess?
How?
Because the plot needed it. Why else would there be secret footage of you unmasking that will have no lasting consequences somehow?
A viral video has revealed that the notorious thief known as the Crimson Paw was none other than Governor Diane Foxington.
News position that reveals something that was already revealed in the previous scene.
While police search for the rogue politician, they have wasted no time in ordering the speedy release of sweet, adorable Professor Marmalade.
You can tell this is a fictional world because not only does the justice system own up to putting the wrong man behind bars, they actually end up releasing him as soon as they know he's innocent.
With what? Rocket flies itself?
And with no face ID, fingerprint recognition, or password needed. The chief is unlocking the gold manacles that Kitty placed on them, even though she shouldn't have the keys for them.
That's fair. I get it. We're all over the place.
Screenwriters who put their own confessions into the script, pretending a helicopter could keep up with a spacecraft launch.
Remember, when you come back, you're under arrest!
Under arrest for what? Being framed? Running straight up the outside of a projectile, traveling at over 3,000 miles per hour, and then jumping 100 feet to the now separated shuttle using ice chips as stepping platforms. With the air resistance in the elevation, I'm starting to think this movie might not have a scientific advisor on staff. Hey, frost is forming on them because of the altitude. That's good. But they all should be asphyxiating by now, except maybe Piranha and Shark. They've been out of the water so long that I've given up trying to figure out how their lungs work.
Never mind, just glitch.
I get that they're thieves, not astronauts, but when you're in a spaceship and something starts beeping, you listen to it. Glitches can be bad, too. Have you even seen the Lilo and Stitch sequel?
I think they're talking.
My reaction after accidentally using a new search term on my special alone time website somehow makes it into the script. Also, it makes me mad that the docking port is in the nose of the ship. It's never in the nose. I don't like it.
Shouldn't we get some special training for this?
Well, it takes about 10 years to become an astronaut, but you're a piranha and a snake in a spacesuit, so you should be fine.
Just don't look down. Which way is down?
Mr. Shark would be excellent at celestial geography sense.
We got one shot to save the world. Let's make it count.
Ripping all the gold out of the world would probably end it, but those stakes have not been established in the movie yet. Kitty and her crew are acting like they're just gonna get incredibly rich, giving the victims of your crimes a heads up from space. It is hard to overstate just how disastrous their plan would be on the world. Gold isn't just used for coins, gold bars, or jewelry, but in circuit boards, cell phones, and teeth. If you're on a plane, dead. If you're on a cruise ship, dead. If you're paragliding, I don't know, probably dead. Paragliding looks dangerous.
What's going on? Why am I flying?
Marmalade knew their plan, so it makes no sense that he would get into his gold-plated automobile. Honestly, it makes no sense that he has a gold-plated automobile. What's he planning on doing, running for president? This jewelry that is somehow directionally guided out the window before heading up to space. Gonna have to side with ICP on this one.
Girls, nothing gonna stop us now.
Giant swaths of gold orbiting the planet would probably prevent re-entry. Also, all this gold in orbit is going to create Kessler syndrome, which is when the density of objects in the Earth's orbit is so high that it renders orbits around the Earth unusable for generations. Why is no one here discussing this?
Stop farting, you maniac!
Reading my thoughts without consent.
A cataclysmic gold storm is literally destroying the city!
Including another news position segment telling us what is happening when we can already see what is happening.
That wasn't respect, that was fear.
What's the difference?
Respect is earned.
Thinking that fear isn't also earned. It's a reaction based on behavior, just as respect is. Both can be earned, and both can be given without cause. No, the difference between respect and fear is in the giver's motivation and the long-term results. Fear-based action is easily forgotten when the perceived threat is removed, where respect can become internalized and carried through based on loyalty and personal choice. I believe it was Kierkegaard who said, wait, where did everybody go? Hello? I'm not acquainted with the scientific dynamics of giant fart clouds, but as soon as they poke that hole, they both should start freezing and suffocating. I mean, Snake is already suffocating, but more.
Nice work, kid.
No.
I appreciate that Kitty is just hanging back and watching while their plan unfolds instead of trying to remove the watch from Wolf's wrist or remove his head from his body, whichever is quicker.
This is a power move.
Stealing the Holdo maneuver when it's the only cool part about the best Star Wars movie ever made. Haha, suck it, nerds. You have no idea which side of history I'm on. Movie invents floating gold as a way to avoid the headline. Tens of thousands perish as gold meteors rain death and torment on the entire population of Earth.
You destroyed my beautiful plan!
Your beautiful plan probably killed countless people, and if it went on any longer, it would have created a world where gold wouldn't be worth shit. anyway.
What did I tell you about messing with my friends?
That you'd wander around for about 15 minutes and appear at the last second to Deus Vox Machina at the exact moment they needed you? Am I close?
We're falling out of orbit!
But not floating down gently like the gold, for reasons.
Because we have something that's stronger than fear, stronger than even gravity, and that's hope.
Thinking that hope can change anything without action.
We're gonna land this thing, or we're gonna die trying!
Okay, movie, take your sin off. That was one unfunny jump cut. But also, movie doesn't have the gonads to follow through on this amazing ending. Movie has been spayed and neutered.
Are you gonna tell us what this is all about?
Faking someone's death and then having them in the same funeral parlor at the time of their funeral. Brilliant secret ops protocol.
Brand new ultra-elite unit of secret operatives that we're calling the International Supergalactic League of Protectors. ISGLOP.
This terrible acronym that isn't even terrible enough to be funny, especially when you could go with International Superstellar League of Protectors. ISLOP was right there.
You're gonna be secret agents.
Well, unless this movie tanked, we're absolutely getting a third one. Wait, it made less than the first one? Haha, I guess hope is stronger than fear.
Looks like a case of just too many gold chains.
Well, I'm proficient in Unix, Linux, Windows, Mac.
It's a Unix system. I know this.
Oh my god, it looks like a huge...
Hacker! Suspects are headed east in a hot dog truck.
Can you be more specific?
It is a long, smooth shaft, complete with two balls! An astute observation has led to laughter.
I love the red ones. Is it cherry? Is it strawberry? I'm not really sure. I can never tell.
It looks blue, but it tastes like red.
You look like a balloon animal.
A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Each of you has a specific part to play.
Safe cracking gear.
Disguises.
Baseball stuff!
Baseball stuff!
Did you really think it was gonna be that easy?
Yeah, I kinda did.
We tried to stop her from posting.
He kissed me.